Yo, you already know what it is, bub. Pun intended. Because you see Wolverine here, you know, if you're a Wolverine fan. Anyways, long story short, my name is Cedric, but you can call me Ceddy Said, and welcome to Reviews from the Six. And you already see what it is today. We are reviewing Fall of X issue 41, which is Wolverine Saga, and it is the Sabertooth War. And this is part 1. So, of course, some of you may be like, why does it say issue number 41, but then it's part 1 of a Sabertooth War? Because there is a long-going saga of the Fall of X, and there's many other different versions of Fall of X too. This happens to be Wolverine's part, and of course, it is the saga where he fights Sabertooth. So now, just a little reference here. Every year on Logan's birthday, Wolverine's birthday, Victor does something heinous and criminal and something low down dirty. He pretty much takes out everyone and anyone that Wolverine or Logan loves, and it continues. Now this year, what made me get into it is because they said that it was going to be one of the most mature rated Marvel comics. It was going to be gruesome, it was going to be gory, it's going to be violent, all the good stuff that we haven't been getting in Marvel recently, unless you're like reading Daredevil or, you know, the new Incredible Hulk run. Anyways, back to the topic here. So yeah, of course, I had to get this. And as you see here on the cover, they tell you, hey, it's one of the most violent, one of the most deadliest Wolverine stories ever told. And I will say, they're not lying. As I go into the saga, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the art. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story, what I liked about it, what could have been changed, you know, all that stuff, just my perspective. It doesn't mean it's right, wrong, or indifferent. It just means it is my perspective. So first I show you the art, and then we go into the details. So here you have the cover, which I absolutely love. Like, it's a mix of Wolverine and Sabertooth, half and half. Like, that is just pretty neat. And then on the back you have the new Ghost Rider saga that's coming up. Who's going to take the mantle, we're going to see soon. And then when you get into the inside, I mean, I kind of like how they highlighted some of the pages red. That's how you know it's important. So they kind of tell you when it's dropping. So for reference, they're dropping 2 issues a month. Or 2 issues, is it 2 issues a month or 2 issues a week? I kind of forgot. But there's going to be a lot of issues coming out, and some may be fillers. So I kind of like how, like I said, they went here and they went red and black and kind of showed you, all right, this is what you may want, this is what's coming up next, just to kind of make sure you don't waste your time, right? Because you get a lot of filler stuff. But yeah, the art itself, I mean, I want to dive deep into that right there. Oh my god, like the art, y'all, is just gorgeous. Like some of the best Marvel art I've seen in a while. Look at that, love it. So long story short, this story is written by Percy and Lavelle, which I believe their first names are Andrew and what is it? Andrew and Victor. So yeah, the last names are correct. Andrew and Victor are the writers of this story, and I have to say they did a great job. So without doing any spoilers here, I want to say that this is probably by far one of the best reads that I've read from Marvel in a while. And not just because it's gory, it's violent or anything like that, but you literally have a tragic love-hate story, which makes no sense right now, but it's going to make sense. So again, like you guys already know, and like I know, Victor just won't let Logan live, man. Every year on his birthday, he is doing something crazy to him or to somebody that he loves, and he wants him to suffer. Now, when it comes to Wolverine, he suffers a lot. It feels like he suffers from depression. He's a lonely old man at this point, you know? And here, they've already taken care of Krakoa, so this is after Krakoa, and I believe it's the Righteous, or the Orichus, I believe is the name. I can't pronounce it, but they pretty much wipe out Krakoa. Now, if you know anything about Krakoa, that's where the mutants went to live in peace and harmony. But of course, that didn't happen. So when Victor arrived, Sabertooth arrived, they threw him into the pit because one of the rules were that you can't hurt or you can't kill another mutant. And Sabertooth being Sabertooth, he don't care about none of that. So of course he got banished into the pit. Now that does lead into another series, which is called the Exiles. If you guys are reading that right now in the comments down below, let me know what's up. Let me know if you're like reading that. I'm thinking about picking up issue number 5. But back to the story here. So they banished Sabertooth away. Krakoa goes under attack, gets annihilated, wiped out. With that being said, he flees, he escapes, he finds a ship. Somehow though, they don't say, but he gets a ship where he can go to different dimensions. Now, the race that took out the people on Krakoa have like technology above and beyond the years, like way further than Forge knowledge, right? And so their ships and their weapons can do a whole lot of stuff. So I'm thinking maybe the ship allowed him to go between timelines. But anyways, he goes to different Earths and he start collecting Sabertooths or Saberteeth, as Laura, Logan's daughter, or Wolverine, says in the comic here. But anyways, he goes putting an army together, and as he putting this army together, there's 3 of them that kind of stand out the most that he likes and he carries on his side. I kind of like Camo Sabertooth, like he gets the camouflage. Like there's one part in the comic book where Sabertooth is putting them through trials and tests, and he smells Sabertooth out, but he camouflages himself to be Wolverine. And I thought that was like really, really cool because he kind of looks like Wolverine in a way, but then he looks like Sabertooth. It's like a mesh of the two. So that was like really cool. Then you have the pretty boy Sabertooth. There's not really much to say about him. He kind of reminds me of like a Johnny Cage pretty boy, of course, type celebrity Sabertooth on his planet. Maybe he was like the star of the show and everybody loved him and things like that. But he's like arrogant, full of himself. We'll go into that in a little bit. Then you have the Captain America Victor Creed or Sabertooth, which I thought was pretty cool. Now I've seen that comic and I've seen that issues, but I've never read them at all. But now I kind of want to go back and read them, right? Even though they don't reference anything in here to go back and read those, I just kind of want to go back and read those. You have him in here and he's good too. He's cool. Then you have Savage Sabertooth, which happens to be the woman. So you already know when it comes to the woman or the female in these packs or a feline family or anything like that, they're the most vicious. And God, later on down the line in other issues, she gets wild, but you can see her attitude on display off top. And I will say this without spoiling anything, it starts off with a banger. Like I said, camouflages itself into Wolverine, and then they all go ahead and just kill Cyclops. Now, I thought that was dope to set off the comic because you already know Wolverine doesn't hold a wick to Cyclops, even though on the internet and social media, they're having this debate and people hate on Cyclops for whatever reason. I don't know why. But with that being said, Wolverine just is not better than dude. And they set off the comic book by showing that the Saberteeth, they took down Cyclops by themselves, which I thought was pretty dope. Now they don't say if it was the Earth Cyclops or a different version of Cyclops or whatever other Earths there are. They don't really go into that much detail. But anyway, so that sets the stage, right? The stage is set. Boom. You have an army of Saberteeth. Now, even though I say an army, I only named about 4 of them, but they have these robots. They look like Saberteeth, but they have no heads. It's literally like a stump, a neck and a stump. And with that stump, it's nothing. It's like a robotic eye or something like that. So they're like drones or robots. So yeah, he has an entire army of robotic Saberteeth henchmen. And then he has his like other 3 that are like the big dogs, right? Again, which is Camel, Savage, and Pretty Boy Sabertooth. So boom, set the stage. They have an army. They do something Cyclops couldn't, or they do something that Logan could never do, and that's take out Cyclops. And then from there, it just gets better because they go into the fact that Logan is already on high alert because it's his birthday. But he goes around talking to everybody that he loves. Now you got to remember, Krakoa is in the time of refuge right now. So a lot of them are hiding out, trying to stay safe, keeping on the low. You know, they're in that range. So yeah, long story short, the Saberteeth wages war on them, And of course, Wolverine is going around talking to his family members. Hey, I love you, just in case if something happens, something ain't right. And man, he wasn't wrong. Something wasn't right. The Sabertooth just wreak havoc. Now you got Fang in here, which is Wolverine's son. You have Wolverine Allura, which is his daughter. Then also you have Quentin, who is Kid Omega. And I kind of like how they use Kid Omega. Like at first you're like, I don't know what they're doing here. But with Kid Omega, he pretty much is like, hey, I'm the strongest sidekick left. Let me go take care of everything. And there's a scene where Camo does something to him. Oh man. And I don't want to spoil anything in this issue. So with that being said, y'all, make sure you follow onto issue number 2, because that's where I kind of go into a little bit more dialogue. But yeah, this pretty much just sets the stage. It's his birthday. You already know what he is going to do, but who is he going to do it to? That's the big question for Sabertooth and the Saberteeth, right? But with that being said, y'all, like I said, it's a lot of gore, a lot of fighting, a lot of back and forth, a lot of blood. Man, it is really good. So like I said, in number 2, we'll kind of open up a little bit more, because by then I expected that you read 1, or you can come back to the video and watch it. But yeah, down in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this issue, Fall of X, issue number 41, Sabertooth War, part 1. Are you still reading it? Did you pick it up at all? Did you put it down? Are you thinking about reading it? What are your thoughts so far? Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up, because if you don't hit that thumbs up, the algorithm won't think you like my material and it just won't share it with anybody. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date and current with all the content that I release. Also, make sure you hit that share button and share it to any social media platform where you think this could be useful on, or to your best friend or your homie or something like that. But with that being said, y'all, peace, love, and blessings.